Anthony Hartwig here with another fantastic softball player profile. We are joined today by Columbiana senior Tori Long. And Tori, thank you so much for joining us. You're a senior, but it feels like you've been with us for a lot longer than 4 years. It's been a good time, and here we are, softball season. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
When you think about senior season and you feel you're coming in, and every time you do something, it's kind of like for your last time you're doing it, last home opener, last time you step in a box against this pitcher, that pitcher. What's this kind of feeling like to kind of strap up for the last time and know that everything you do, it's for the last time you're doing it in a Columbiana uniform?
Um, it's pretty bittersweet. You just have to kind of not take things for granted and just um, kind of enjoy the moment because you're not going to get it again. So it's really fun to be able to play with all the girls that I do and all the coaches. They make it really fun for us.
Do you get this sense that like you've earned this senior season almost, and that all this hard work is paying off for you to go and have a really fun senior season? I know you've already kind of committed to a college and you don't have to worry about recruiting anymore. You can just go focus on your senior season and focus on making your team the best it can be. Is that kind of a relief for you?
Yeah, it honestly is, just to know that the hard part's over and this year I could just have fun and spend it with my friends and the coaches. And it's just really fun to know that all the pressure's off and just to make the most of what I have left.
I don't want to take the moment away from you. For people that don't know, why don't you take a time to tell everyone where you're going to be continuing your career and where you'll be going next season?
Okay. In the summer, I committed to Indiana University of Pennsylvania to play softball, and I plan on majoring in criminology pre-law while I'm there.
All right, what was it about that program that made the decision, made them the one that stood out and made you sign that dotted line that said you were going to go to IUP?
Um, well, I visited there a couple times before I made my decision, and it was honestly, the campus was beautiful. The coaches were so nice. They were really helpful throughout my whole recruiting process. And it just kind of felt like home. And it's a big college town, so I know that I'll be surrounded with great people and a great community.
I know you've been a statistical leader for this team for a while, and you've probably been a vocal leader in some capacity for a while, but now you're asked to be a senior leader, and I'm sure a little bit more responsibilities put on your shoulder. What kind of things have you taken upon yourself to lead this year?
Um, we have a lot of freshmen coming up, a lot of talented freshmen that are definitely going to help us throughout the season. So I just want to make sure that they're feeling welcomed in and that they know that they're playing for a reason. So just gathering them and the other two seniors that I've played with throughout my whole life, just taking them under my wing and telling them that like it's okay to mess up, like we're a great team, so like just play how you know how to play.
I want to say you have a new coach this year, but not really. I mean, you just had
Yeah,
your assistant and head coach kind of swap roles, and
yeah.
talk about what it's been like being under both of them for the last 4 years, and from your perspective, if there are any differences between now Daryl being the head coach versus him being the assistant, and what you've seen from him and your assistant coaches this year, and how excited you are to play for them.
Yeah. Um they're I love playing for them. They're some days it's like they're just bickering at each other and it's like so funny. But it went from Maddie being the head coach and then Daryl was the assistant coach and then Maddie had a baby, so Daryl stepped up, but Daryl also had an accident that he's been working through. So a lot's been going on and a lot of people have helped out, like Maddie's dad, Maddie's sister, her sister's fiance is on the staff now, Coach Wilkinson. Everyone helps out, everyone rallies around them to make sure that Daryl, I was going to say Coach Kurtz, but Daryl is okay and that he is able to come. And Maddie brings the baby sometimes, which is great. So um, having both of them is awesome.
When we had a coach's corner with Coach Kurtz, he went out down his staff, and it was like superstar, superstar,
Yeah.
successful high school player. I mean, what's it like trying to absorb as much as you can from everyone on this coaching staff while you're there in the senior year?
Yeah. honestly, they all bring different components to the table. They all have so much knowledge. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know about Coach Wilkinson. She's been around us forever, but I think all of them has played a college sport. Coach Lib, I know, played. Uh, Daryl, Maddie, Kerrigan, they all like have so much knowledge, and that's really helpful and beneficial to us this year.
I know one of the goals of this team is to kind of get to state, to get Columbiana softball back to where it's been. And I know you have, goals of that. What are some other team goals that you guys have set this year and you guys want to accomplish?
We have tiny ones like keep communication high, get a double play, stuff like that. But one of our major goals this year is to win the league outright because currently we share it with Lisbon last year, and we just really want that league title this year.
Yeah, that Lisbon series, I'm sure made you guys hungry all season long, all off season, wanting to get this EOAC. The season's officially underway. We had to wait a little bit. The weather was acting up. What was it like to finally get out on that field and finally get this season started after so much anticipation?
It was great. We had a great day for our home opener against Salem, which uh, actually I don't think we were supposed to play Salem. Something happened with Western Reserve that got canceled. We just picked up Salem at the last minute. But the weather cooperated, and it was a long 5 weeks of not playing. We only got one scrimmage in. And so I know we were all really excited and anxious to get out on the field. And we really played great for our first game together.
Tori, you've been playing softball for so long, and you're not just a softball player, you play multiple sports at Columbiana, but I know softball holds that special place that keeps you driving and keeps you excelling towards your goals. What was it about softball that kind of stuck around and talk about your journey through your life and journey through softball and what is it about this sport that you love so much?
Um, Not only is the sport fun to play, but I've met amazing people throughout the way from travel ball, high school, other things like that. My coaches all my life have been amazing. And I just love how competitive it is, and it really brings together people. So I'm excited to continue playing.
Who have been some of your biggest role models as you've grown as a softball player and you've continued this journey through your softball career?
My parents definitely. They support me throughout everything. My grandparents, they don't miss a game. Both my travel coaches, Mr. Zolik and Mr. Sheely, have been great throughout the recruiting process, and just all the girls that I've played with. I love them.
I want to talk about that travel season too, because you play on a team that's just stacked with phenomenal players and you play great competition. How much has travel ball really impacted you as a softball player and made you better at what you want to do?
It's impacted me a ton. I mean, it's throughout the summer, so it keeps you sharp, and then you do some stuff in the winter too. So it's just all around like really beneficial for when you get to the high school season. You're not rusty or anything, you're in shape. And then it travel ball gives you a ton of opportunities to get in front of coaches, which really helps you if you want to play at the next level.
We know how strong this Columbiana community is and how supportive they can be to their athletes. Talk about what it's been like playing for Columbiana throughout the years and playing all the sports you do, and how proud you are to kind of wear that red and wear the clippers across your chest.
Yeah, I love Columbiana. It's really fun to play for everyone. All the girls are my best friends to play with. I love all the coaches. Um, the community in Columbiana is awesome. Everyone comes out for games, so I'm really gonna miss that. But just playing for them all 4 years has really been like an honor because all of our programs like have a good name to them, and it's been really fun.
I know you have a whole senior season left to play, but if you had to pick some favorite memories that you've gathered along the way of Columbiana softball, what are some memories that come to mind?
Um, I hit my first home run in high school softball, so that was pretty fun. On the same night as Julia Rapp, which has been one of my best friends since I was like in kindergarten, so that was awesome. And then um, I don't know, just playing with the Kurtzes is just so fun because they're always like going at one another. So
I,
that's awesome too.
I always call them the Karen and Ralph Weekly of high school softball
Oh
because
yeah, that is completely true.
exactly what they are, husband and wife duo,
Yeah.
and they're fun to watch. Tori, speaking of that, the big softball world and softball is on TV so much. Were there any softball players that you watched growing up that you kind of stuck by and try to mold your game after, try to learn from, or it doesn't even have to be the big name softball players. It could be softball players that you watched play for Columbiana or play for a high school team growing up. Who were some softball players that you looked up to when you were growing up?
Um, Definitely Erin Gabriel. I always watched her when I was younger, and now I have the privilege of being one of her uh, students, I guess you could say. She's my pitching coach, and she's awesome. So I really look up to her even now as an 18-year-old, but she's awesome. I love her.
That's got to be such a ridiculous honor to walk in every day and know that you're getting coached by someone who not just did it in the high school level, but shined in the SEC, pitched for Tennessee, knows what she's talking about every day.
Yeah.
What's it like being able to absorb stuff from someone like that?
It's amazing. She is a great coach. She breaks down everything at a pitching lesson. She'll work on what she thinks I need to work on for the next week of games, depending on who I play. And then not only is she a great coach, she's a great person to just talk to her about anything. She helped me a lot in the recruiting process and to really break down which school is best for me. So she's really helpful.
All right, before we let you go, want to have some fun and get to know Tori Long a little bit more. I know we've had a lot of interviews with you over the past. We're going to try to dig for some questions that maybe we haven't asked you, or at least we haven't asked you in a long time.
Okay.
On the softball field, what are some superstitions that you have that you kind of have to stick to?
Um, I get a polar pop before every game from Circle K, but that's really it, to be honest.
PreGame Polar Pop. What's the flavor?
Vitamin water mixed with lemonade.
There you go.
Yep.
What about walk up song? If you could have a walk up song, what would it be?
Oh, that's a hard one. I honestly have no idea. I like a bunch of different songs, so I would have to pick from like
All
a
right,
whole
so
entire
if I'm
playlist.
not gonna make you pick a song, then I have to make you pick a playlist. Like, what's the pregame playlist for Tori Long look like?
Mm, it has some new songs in it, but some throwbacks are pretty good before a game.
Do, do you think that your teammates have kind of the same music taste you do, or do you look at the music that your teammates listen to and go, "You're crazy. You guys are nuts."
Well, a lot of them like the throwbacks, but we play music in practice during hitting sometimes, and there's fights over if it's country music or like just regular pop music that's popular right now.
With teams that like a lot of music, I'm sure there's a lot of dancing going on. So I'm gonna ask, who's the best
Oh
dancer on
yeah.
Columbiana softball?
Oh, hmm. Coach Kurtz. Both of them. They get down to it pretty well. It's funny to watch them.
The first one that ever said a coach to that question. So
Yeah,
gotta love it.
they love the music.
What about your favorite post game meal? A hard softball game. You just fought it. You're obviously hungry. What's the go to food?
Tacos, definitely. That was my favorite food ever.
Favorite food? Is there a go to taco place, or do you like the homemade tacos?
Homemade tacos, just
Is
that you buy like in from Sparkle or Giant Eagle or something. They're so good.
is the is Walt the cook? Is Walt the cook in the family
Oh
that cooks
no,
the tacos, or no?
my mom.
Okay, gonna give him some trouble about that.
Yeah.
Um, Talk about some of the things that you do outside of softball, outside of athletics, to kind of try to relax a little bit. Hobbies you like to do to get your mind off softball if it comes too much, or anything like that.
Um, I hang out with my friends every weekend. I love them. They're awesome. Um, I always go shopping with my grandma and my cousins, so that's fun too. But honestly, when it's the weekend, I just kind of, well, I have pitching on Sundays, but other than that, I just like relax. I don't really think too much of it, and I just have fun with my friends and family.
All right, before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to shout out your support system, the people that are always there for you, and the people that you wouldn't be where you are without.
My parents, number one. They do everything for me. My sister, she's the best. My grandparents, boyfriend Brandon, friends, all of them. I wouldn't be where I am today without them.
Thank you so much, Tori, for joining us yet again on YSN. We, we love covering you all throughout your career. We look forward to this season covering you again. We wish you the best of luck, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for everything you guys